Cleaning data is one of the most crucial steps in any data project, and also where many get stuck. Messy datasets, missing values, and inconsistent formats can throw off your entire analysis. In this video, let's go through all the prominent Pandas one-liners that you can use to solve and clean your data. And keeping this goal in mind, we will use an imaginary dataset so that we can show you a wide variety of powerful Pandas one-liners for data cleaning. From handling NaN and duplicates to formatting and type conversions, we'll cover it all compactly and efficiently. Whether you are a beginner or a pro, you will walk away with practical, reusable tricks. Let's clean data smarter, not harder. Alright, let's begin with our tasks. We have imported the Pandas and the NumPy libraries, and using NumPy, we will create an imaginary yet messy dataset. Let's print it. We can clearly see that it has all the typical issues that you see in a normal dataset. It has missing values, extra spaces, repeated categories, and mixed types, you name it. You can pause the video here and just go through this. So, our dataset is perfectly imperfect. Let's start applying those powerful one-liners to clean our dataset. To track our progress, we will save intermediate results in new versions like df1, df2, and so on. This way, we can clearly track the changes and see the impact. Let's jump to the first task, which is dropping rows with any missing values. The reason is simple. Sometimes even a single missing value makes a row unusable, and it's best to just drop it. This line removes any row that has at least one NaN value. This is great when data completeness is critical. Also, access is equal to 0 and how is equal to any are the default values of these parameters. Here, access is equal to 0 means that it will drop rows, and how is equal to any means that if any value is missing, it will be dropped. So let's run this cell to understand the differences. Perfect. So except for row number 3 and row number 6, every other row has been removed. And why not? These are the only rows with 0 NaN values. Now, another way to drop missing value is by column. For this, let's create a new column J. And as you can see, J has all NaN values. This is absolutely useless and just takes up the extra memory in your system. So it's better we absolutely remove this column. What we'll simply do is we'll use the same method drop NA, and instead of the previous parameters, we will change access is equal to 1 and how is equal to all. Here, how is equal to all drops if all values are missing, and access is equal to 1 drops columns. Let's run this and see. Perfect. It has dropped column J from our dataset. Now let's move to the next subtask, that is dropping rows based on specific values. Now, sometimes you want to retain columns only if they are rich enough. By rich, I mean if they have more information. The thresh parameter here specifies the minimum number of non-NaN values required to keep the rows or columns. In this code, when you use thresh is equal to 5, we are asking Python to keep the column if it has at least 5 non-null entries, else completely remove it. So let's run this. Okay, we can see that column D has been removed from our data frame. Let's print the original data frame here and check why it has happened. And as you can see, column D has only 4 non-null values, which is against the threshold. So this is functioning perfectly. Now on to the next subtask. Let's say you care only about columns A and B being complete and want to remove all the values where column A or B has NaN values. So we will use a subset parameter for this. Let me run this. Perfect. You can see that None of the rows with nan values in column A or B has been retained, and it has ignored nan values for all other columns. Perfect. And that's all about dropping missing values. Now, a lot of times it is recommended we do not drop entire rows or columns just because of few missing values. So another way to handle missing data is to fill the gaps using Pandas fillna method. This is especially useful when you want to impute values instead of losing data. Let's check the first subtask. The most common way of filling is to replace all nan values with a single value. In our case, we will use 0, which is super useful when missing values need a neutral placeholder. Before any model or visualization step, we'll use the fillna parameter and add 0 in it to specify we are replacing all values with 0. Let's run this. And you can see that every value has been replaced with 0. But that's not the only way to fill missing values. Another prominent way is forward fill, which means carrying forward the previous value. This is often used in time series or sensor data where the last known value is considered valid. Let's apply the method is equal to ffill parameter to fill the values. As you can see, we have only applied it for column A just to see the differences clearly. Let me also print the original data frame. Now, in column A, we can see that row number 2 and row number 4 had missing values, which has been forward filled by the previous values, as you can see over here. So here you can see in row number 2, value 2 has been carried forward. Similarly, in row number 4, the value 4 has been carried forward. This is perfect. Now, similarly, we can carry the next value backward with method is equal to bfill. But here, we will also introduce a limit with the limit parameter. You can see I have written limit is equal to 1. This means only one missing value per consecutive block of nans will be filled. Let's check it on column E. I'll run this cell. You can see that, okay, I'm not able to make anything out of it. So I'll simply print the original data frame for comparison. Okay, so when you check column E in the original DF, it had 3 NaN values, whereas in our DF8, we only have 1. Let's understand this. Now, row number 0 got filled with 1 from row number 1, as you can see here. Similarly, row number 4, that is another nan value, got filled with 5 from row number 5. Now, what you need to understand about limit parameter is that it works blockwise. Not just the first nan in the entire column, but the first in each sequence of missing values. Now on to the next subtask, that is filling missing values with different values per column. Now sometimes it makes sense to use different values for different columns when filling nans. For example, we may want to fill column A with 99 and column B with 88. So I'll simply write df.fillna, and inside the parenthesis I'll add another curly bracket and add the column names and the respective values. I'll run this cell and you can see that all NaN values have been replaced with 99 in column A and 88 in column B. This is perfect. Next, let's jump to cleaning duplicates. Duplicates in data can skew analysis. So the first method is to remove rows that are completely identical. We'll simply use the drop duplicates method here. Let me run this cell. We can see that there are no changes since the original data frame didn't have any exact row-wise duplicates. That is, every row had at least one unique value in some column. So the result of drop duplicates is identical to the original data frame. Perfect. But if we want to keep unique values based on just one column, let's say column C, we'll use the subset parameter, within the drop duplicates method. So let's apply it here. I'll run this, and then I'll also print the original data frame just for us to compare. We can see that only the first unique values in C have been kept. For example, in row number 0 we have apple, in row number 1 we have banana, and since row number 2 has apple again, it did not consider it in our new data frame where we use subset. Similarly, if we check for banana, row number 1 has banana for the first time, but row number 4 has been removed from the new data frame. Perfect. Now, one thing you need to note about drop duplicates method is that it keeps the first entry by default. But what if we want the last? Let's try that for a combination of columns h and I using the keep parameter and setting it to last. So you can see that in the subset, I have added columns h and I, and in the keep parameter, I have added last. Let me run this cell, and let me also print the original data frame. Perfect. Now let's have a look at both the data sets. Let's compare the h columns first. We can see that the key parameter starts noting the value from the bottom. So row number 7 had value 1 and it has retained row number 7, but row number 0 and 1 also had the value 1 in column H, which has not been retained when you drop duplicates using keep is equal to last. Similarly, if we take a note of the value 3, row number 6 is the first time where the value 3 appears from the bottom, and row number 6 has been retained, and row number 4 and 5 have been removed. Similarly, for row number 2, only the third row has been retained and the second row has been removed from the new data set. Perfect. Now the next way to clean dataset is by replacing an existing value with specific value. Using the replace method in Pandas will help us to do it. So if you want to replace lowercase apple with uppercase apple, we can use this code where I'll just type df.replace and within the parenthesis add curly brackets and mention the column name and the value that has to be replaced. So I'll just print it and you can see that the lowercase apple have been replaced by uppercase apple values. Perfect. This is a great way to standardize text formats in your dataset. Now, the next way to clean data is changing the data types. This is crucial for memory optimization and sometimes compatibility with tools. Let's target column A and convert its data type. So I'll print column A so that we can have a look at it. We can see that the data type here is float 64. To reduce the memory, we can use the astype method and add float 32 in it to convert it into float 32 type. Perfect. We can see that column A has been converted to float 32. Now, the next way to clean data is by removing white spaces from your data to save space. Let me show you what I mean. If I print column F, you will see that the elements are not aligned, and that is because of additional spaces before and after the word. Let me print it in another format for you to understand it better, and you can see that all the words in this column have white spaces before or after the word. And the fact that they take memory must make you realize the importance of removing them, especially if you are dealing with huge data sets. So to remove white spaces, you can simply use the .str.strip method. Let's apply it to column F. And we can see that the values are aligned now and the spaces have been removed. Perfect. Now let's jump to the next task, which is converting numbers to readable labels. It is a very common task for dashboards and reports. We'll create a new column called ratings and add the values 1, 2 and 3 and repeat it over again. And then we will map the values to 3 words, 1 to bad, 2 to okay, and 3 to good. Now let's print it, and we can see that the values have been mapped. 1 has been replaced with bad, 2 has been replaced with okay, and 3 has been replaced with good. Perfect. Now what I would recommend here is for you to pause the video and do a mapping for column G, which has gender. What you can do is you can map male to M, female to F, and nan values to others. Now on to the next task. One of the most important things in data cleaning is removing outliers from it, so that your model does not learn and generalize from the extreme or rare data points. For this, we will recreate our data frame. In this, what I have done differently is that in column I have added an extreme value, which is 90. Let me just print it. Perfect, 90 is there. Now, we will use the clip method to cap the values on both lower and the upper side. Then set the lower parameter as 5th percentile. Then set lower parameter as 5th percentile and upper parameter as 95th percentile. This means any value below 5th percentile and above 95th percentile will be clipped and brought to the respective values. Let's run this and see. Now we can see that the extreme value 90 has been replaced with 69. For now, do not worry about the calculations. We'll explain the maths in some other video. And on to the final task. Sometimes built-in functions like .strip or .lower are great, but what if you want to apply multiple transformations or a condition? This is where Lambda with apply comes in. Let me first run this. You can observe the dataset here for some time. Okay. Now what we have done is we have applied Lambda function on column F, and what it does is it first creates an anonymous function, then the xstrip.lower removes any trailing or leading white space and converts everything to lowercase. And the if instance ensures the operations only run on string values and avoids errors for nans or any other non-string entries. Perfect. And that wraps up our journey through real-world practical Pandas one-liners for data cleaning. We covered everything from handling missing values, dropping duplicates, to encoding categories and taming outliers. These compact lines of code may look simple, but they are incredibly powerful in making your dataset ready for analysis with minimal effort. Whether you are working on a quick project or preparing data for a full-scale machine learning pipeline, these tricks will save you time and headaches. In a later video, we'll teach you how you can use AI tools like Pandas AI library to get your data cleaned without any code. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do drop a comment below on what you'd like us to cover next.